Hello dear creatives, welcome to class once again. So in this tutorial I'm just going to show you how to make a very simple and nice looking turban that has the puffy front loop. Now it's not like it's a kind of different design entirely, but I'm just going to be giving my front loop another look, something different from the regular. And I'm going to be using my soft scuba fabric right here. You can use poly, like the poly fabric, or any soft fabric that is stretchy, because this design is a stretchy design. So don't say how am I going to achieve it with a non-stretch fabric, you know, but because this is a stretchy fabric, so the measurements I'm going to be giving you for this design is strictly for stretchy fabric. I have other tutorials on how to work with non-stretch fabric. You can contact me if you're interested in that, but for this it's a stretchy fabric I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be using my fiber right here to create my puff in front of the turban cap, my matching thread, and this beautiful embellishment that I have right here, just to make sure that the front part is looking very beautiful. And you can decide not to embellish yours if you do not like all the blings and that, you know. So quickly, let's get started. So this video is going to be really short, like you don't have to watch all the length of the video, like we're not going to be having the whole lengthy thing that we usually have, because the design is really simple and you're going to love the outcome. So the base is a very simple base, and my fabric right here I'm going to measure to be 15.5 inches on fold, meaning that if I open this all up straight down, I'm going to be having 30 inches length right here, 30 inches, sorry, 30, I actually have more than 30 inches. I have 31 inches right there, okay, 31 inches long, and is on the stretchy part. So the stretchy part of my fabric is what I'm going to be using right here as my length, and the width is 18 inches long, 18 inches width by 31 inches length. So you can just decide to do 30 inches is fine. So by the time you fold this into two, you're going to be having 15 inches. That's for the base. Then for the loops, that's the part that the catchy part of this tutorial, the length part is 18 inches right there, and the width is 17.5. so if I were you, you can just make it 18 by 18 to have a perfect square, because you're going to be pleating on this fabric before you insert your fiber and then use it to encase the front of the turban. So enough of all this grammar, let me just show you how I'm going to create my design. Now the next thing you want to do is to mark your band part, because this fabric has been cut together with the band. So I measured the band inclusive of the 18 inches that I have, or 17, let me see, let me measure that. Okay, 18 inches that I have right there. So I'm just going to mark out 3 inches right there. I'm not sure if you can see my marking. Yeah, sure. So I don't want the band to be too wide, so that is why I'm just sticking to 3 inches right here. And ensure that you have your pins ready, because you're going to pin and then sew the band. So I have 3 inches all the way right there. Okay, so I have my pins, and I'm going to fold on that 3 inches marking, pick it together with the fabric behind, and I just pin. So I fold my fabric on the marking like this, and then I pin. So I'm going to repeat this process all the way down. If you're new to my video tutorial, I need you to pay attention. But if you're not new, this step is, I use this step, I've used it a lot in my video tutorial, because it makes it very easy. Instead of cutting the band separately, cutting the base separately, you just get to cut the whole thing together, and then you just sew out your band. It makes it really easy. So when you're done, You just take this to the sewing machine like this, and then you just do a straight stitch. Now I'm going to be using my serger, like the industrial weaving machine, to just weave this all at once so that I don't have to sew and then weave at the same time, and then weave separately. I just do my stitch and I'm weaving everything at the same time. But if you do not have a weaving machine, that's fine. Do your straight stitch, and then later when you're done, you can just take it to somebody who has a weaving machine to do the weaving. So I'm going to go ahead and weave this, and then I'll be back so we can move on to the next step. So here we go. Can you see how it looks? Really neat. And this is my band right here, and I'm going to fold this into 2 equal halves with the right side facing each other. This is the right side. This right here is the wrong side, and I'm just going to do a straight stitch right here, straight down, and I'm going to stop around here so that I can have an opening that my loops can pass through. So I left 2 inches right there, 2 inches opening. So I'm going to sew every other part all up, and I'm going to leave this 2 inches opening. Now this is what I have right here, and this is my opening right on top here, and I'm just going to put this aside because I want to work on the loops that I'm going to be using. So this is my piece of fabric right here, okay, and this is the stretchy part. The stretchy part is the longer part, and I'm going to just go ahead and pleat on my sewing machine. I'm using my regular sewing machine to create my pleats. So I'm just going to pick and sew a straight stitch like this, right? I need this extra about 1.5 inch before I start to pleat. So you don't just go ahead to pleat from the very beginning. So I'm going to leave like 1.5. So this is 1.5 right here, and I'll start to pleat from that 1.5. So I have the excess right here to be able to join my loops together when I'm done. But let me just say that pleating is very simple. It's very easy. I'll just take this to my sewing machine, and then I will just sew a straight stitch. I pick another pleat like so, and then I sew. But let me just show you what I'm going to do. So here is my first stitch right there. Can you see? So I'm going to pleat the second one, and I sew. So I'll pick it this way, take it to the sewing machine, and sew straight. When you're done with the second pleat should be able to cover the thread of the first pleat. That's what you want to achieve. So when you're done, you pick the third one again, you sew right in between, and that is how you're going to create your pleats. So I'm going to go ahead and create my pleats and show you how it looks like, so we can proceed to the next step. Now you see what I'm saying? I have my pleats right here. Okay, this is my leftover, the first part that I said I left, so that I'll be able to sew these 2 pieces together. So you just match them up like this, and then I'm going to sew straight. Now before I join, as I was trying to join, I figured that it was going to be too thin, so I wanted to add some more fabric so that I can have more pleats and I can have a wider loop. So I just added 8 inches. This is 8 inches right here, 8 inches. I'm going to add it to the one I previously have and create more pleats before I join. So I'm just going to take it to the sewing machine and join these 2 pieces together. So for you, if you want to cut out your other piece of fabric, the previous measurement was 18 inches, so you just add 8 inches to the 18 inches. That will give us 26 inches. So it's going to be 26 inches by 18, so you can have more pleats. And also if you prefer 18 loops, that's fine. You can just leave out the other one and do our original measurement so that you can have a smaller, a thinner loop. So I'm going to join these two pieces together excuse me, like this, create my loops, create my more pleats, and then join the two pieces together, and then we can take it up from the other part where I showed you. So after you're done joining the pieces together, can you see I'm just going to turn it inside out, just turn it so you can have like a pipe. So this is what I have right there. It's so beautiful, and I really love it. I really love it. So here we go, and now I'm going to just insert my fiber into this piece right here to make it puffy. So my fiber is I want to show you the width. So it's 4.5 inches and it's into 2. Can you see? I doubled it so that I can make it puffy. When you double it, it makes it puffy, and you can cut it 5 inches if you want to. Excuse me. So I have 4 inches right there, and it's double, and I'm going to insert it right into my piece of fabric. Okay, so there you have it. Wow, gorgeous. So I'm going to cut off the excess fiber, cut it off, and this is what I have right here. Okay, so let that be aside. Then back to my base, I turned this to the right side because I'm going to insert this into that 2 inches hole. And then bring it all together like this. So I want to take some part of the fiber off because I don't want it to get to the tip, so that I can be able to close this up. Aha, so this is perfect, so I can shift it. So I have my fabric at both ends like so, right? So I'm trying to turn the fabric because I'm going to be stitching this with the right side facing the right side like this. Okay, right side facing the right side, and I'm going to sew. By the time I sew, then I can now turn this inside out. Okay, but first of all, before you cut, there's something I really like to show you. Okay, so just what I was going to show you was that I had to reduce the length. I had to reduce the length to 12 inches because I want my loops to be a little bit tight, and I can still reduce it as I want. Okay, I can still reduce it if I want to. Ultimately, what you want to do, it depends on you. So when you cut out that 18 inches length, that's for the length. Okay, and you insert it into your hole like this, and you want to tighten it up, you can just do that, just reduce it. But it's better to have that excess so that you can know if you do not want to reduce it. That's up to you. So I want my loops to be tight, and that is why I reduced mine. So I'm going to go to my weaving machine and weave each of this separately before I put both of them together, because it's going to be bulky to sew, right? So I'm going to sew them separately, and then I can now use my hand sewing my hand needle to stitch this part together. But if your sewing machine can pass through, there's a way you can arrange it neatly so that you can just do like one stitch along the fabric, then it's also fine. Don't forget, the fiber is not getting to the end. The fiber is just on the body part right here to give it that puff. So I just closed it up, can you see? And then I'll turn this to the right side. Okay, so can you see how it looks? So beautiful, and my band is hiding somewhere around there. I'm trying to bring it out. Okay, so this is my loops in front. So this is my turban, this is the front. So I'm going to turn this inside out. So this is the back, which I'm going to be pleating right there. Don't forget the length is 30, so I'm going to come in from the back part. I'm going to measure 4 inches, and I'm going to pleat on that 4 inches. So from the 4 inches, I pleat, I go in and out slantwise. Can you see how I was able to navigate? And then I go in, out, in and out, in and out till I get to the end. Now don't bring your pleating to this part. You want to leave this line right here the way it is. So you just ensure that you secure that stitch. If it's a little bit too big for you, just go ahead and pleat it again, like take it in some more, but that measurement should be fine. Should be fine. So I'm just taking it back to ensure that I secure that pleat properly by tying my knot, and my thread is thick, is into 8 lines, so you can be sure that it's not going to rip off anytime soon. And I'm just going to tie one more knot like so. Okay, so I cut it off the excess and I turn it to the right side. So this is the back of my turban. This right here is the front. Okay, so I'm just going to put this on the mannequin so you can see how it looks like. Now you see how it looks like. This is the front part. Can you see my pleats? So this is the front part. This is the side, looking totally amazing. Can you see how it looks? I love it. So now it's time for me to attach my trimming to this middle part right here, and I'm going to be using my bead needle, bead needle and my thread to ensure that I attach. And you can also bead your turban cap as you want, because beading is trending as we speak, and instead of using this trimming, you can use beads, right? So let's go right into that part, which is the embellishment part. Now let's go to the beading part of this beautiful turban. So I'm going to use my needle and my thread. I just need you to watch very closely, and the same method applies to when you are also using beads, if you do not want to use this trimming right here. And it's so easy, like really easy to make. So I'm just going to be leaving one line in between, so that I have beaded this part. I'm going to jump and go to the next part, and I'm going to show you how I did that. So I'm going to open up the pleats and start from behind. Ensure that you tie a knot at the bottom of your thread right there, and then I pick the fabric and I tie just a single knot, and then I start to insert my, I don't know what to call this actually, but because it has two holes, I'm going to be inserting it into both holes. Okay, I lay it flat and then I tie a knot. Okay, that's the first one. Then I put the second one. I pass it through both holes. Ensure that what you're attacking is on a straight line. And just stitch it down to the cap. Okay, then I pick the third one. So you just have to repeat the process all the way, and it's as simple as that. Really easy peasy, can you see? And just watch me as I continue to attach this. is what it looks like. Whew. I really enjoyed that beading part. It was so interesting. Wow, so this is what it looks like, and I am done for this class. So thank you so much for joining in. I look forward to seeing you in my next tutorial. Please note that videos are not for resale. If you have made payments to anyone apart from Baribi, kindly contact the number on your screen. So I can't wait to see your own design. Try something out. I love the beading. I hope you've learned something new. You see, that beading part alone is a catch for me. Honestly, I'm going to be doing more beading these days for my turbans. I hope you enjoyed yourself. My name is Adela once again. I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye for now.